Hello guys, today we are gonna solve some questions on Newton's laws of motion and friction. So let's begin without wasting any further time. So let me give you one question. So basically here you have monkey and here you have block of mass m. This monkey is of 2m mass and this monkey is moving with respect to a rope which is equal to g by 3 in upward direction. So first of all I'm going to solve it. Obviously this is 2m mass, it will move upward, it will move downward with acceleration which is unknown. I'm going to solve it for that, and this is acceleration of the rope which is equal to a, let's say. Now using a relative motion I'm going to solve it. So by relative motion we can write AMR is equals to AM minus AR. That will become AM is equals to AMR plus AR. So this will become, see, you have assumed that this body is, this is the body where you're going to apply Newton's law of motion. So for that, you have to first of all identify the body and then see the acceleration is in downward direction, acceleration is positive, so downward will be positive. So downward is positive here. So you have to write that the body on which you're going to apply motion, see acceleration and its direction. So I assume that acceleration will be positive, its direction will be positive. So simply it will become g by 3 for that matter. Oh, because it is upwards and g by 3, so it will become minus g by 3, plus it is downward a, so it will become a. So a minus g by 3, and then we are going to solve it by writing the equation. So let's say this was the monkey, tension would be there, 2 mg would be there, and he'll move downward because obviously we have seen that it will move upward, the block will move upward, block mg, tension t, and the block will move upward with acceleration a, and he'll move acceleration g. Now simply writing the equation, so it will be 2mg minus t is equals to 2m into a minus, also you have this, so tension minus mg is equals to m into a. So simply adding them you will get mg is equal to, if you take common, so 2a minus 2g by 3, 2a minus 2g by 3 plus a, right? Because you have multiplied 2 with these two terms, then added them. So this is the thing, mm get cancelled, then you have 3a is equals to 5g by 3, because you'll add g plus 2g by 3, 5g by 3, and a will become 5g by 9 finally. So this is the answer, right? This is the answer. Now let me solve it with pseudo force. You'll see that both of them will result into the same thing. So first of all I'm going to select the non-inertial frame. So non-inertial frame will be the frame of a rope. So for non-inertial frame we'll draw the pulley again and the monkey and the block. So the block, obviously acceleration of, let's say, m dash, which is mass m, with respect to rho will be acceleration of m minus acceleration of rope. So m acceleration was acceleration of rope only, so minus them, so I'll get 0. Acceleration of monkey with respect to rope is already given, which is g by 3 upwards. So I'll just write that acceleration, this is the monkey who is moving with upward acceleration g by 3, and this block mass m is moving, no, it's not moving anywhere because acceleration is 0. Now the pseudo force, since earlier the forces were there that this will move upwards with acceleration a and it will move downwards with acceleration something, right? So it was moving acceleration upwards, right? So it will move acceleration upwards, so the pseudo force will be there, in downward direction, which is ma, and obviously it's weight mg and tension, and here the pseudo force will be there, weight is there mg, 2mg, and the tension which is t, and also there will be a pseudo force. What will be the pseudo force? Pseudo force will be in the direction, see, direction of this m block mass is, acceleration of this m block mass is upwards, so it will be downwards, and hence the pseudo force will be upwards here, so it will be 2m into mg. sorry, 2m into a, which is acceleration of rope only. Why I have taken only acceleration of rope, not a dash? Because a dash was the acceleration, resultant acceleration, or we can say relative acceleration, because we have to consider only the acceleration due to the non-inertial frame, which is the rope, right? So 2mg. Now we are gonna write the equation. So basically it is 2mg minus, okay, no, see, main acceleration is g by 3, so it is 2ma plus t minus 2mg, which is equals to 2mg by 3. So if you see 2m into me, if you move this a here, so it will be a minus g by 3, it will come out to be 2mg minus t, right? And similarly, if you try to frame the equation for that, it will be mg plus ma is equals to tension. So tension minus mg will become ma. Now you can see tension minus mg and this equation will be same as the equation that we have already framed here. 2mg minus t is equals to 2m into a minus g by 3, and t minus mg is equals to ma. So t minus mg is equals to ma, and 2 into a minus g by 3 is equals to 2mg minus t. Now see, same equation, so I think you understood the things correctly. Now I'm gonna give us one question from IRODOV. Let's solve that. So this is the question from IRODOV. Okay guys, I'm sorry. This that question from IRODOV. I have to upload it again. Wait. So this is that question from IRODOV. As you can see that this question says that there is a wedge, and there is a block connected to this wedge which is of mass m, and the friction only exists between them. The ground is smooth. It is again connected to a pulley straightwise, connected to another pulley connected to the ground, and the friction coefficient between them is equals to k. Masses are negligible, and acceleration of the block related to the ground as wedge slides. So wedge is sliding in this direction, obviously block will move in this direction. So on block we have acceleration directing in two directions. Let's say if it is AB, then it will be AA, then it is AB. So net acceleration will be in somewhat like this, which is a resultant, let's say. So we have to find the relation between first these two, then we have to solve for the FBD of this one and FBD of this one, both FBD, and then try to get equations and solve for it, and then we'll finally find the A resultant, which is being asked in the question. Now let's actually draw the diagram first of all of the wedge and everything. So this was the block, right, like this, and connected to this one. Now see, now first of all you have to understand that by constraint motion, if the acceleration is there, let's say this is AA, and the vertical direction there will be no acceleration here also, but since wedge is moving, so this will move, and hence this pulley will also move in this direction. Let's say AB, so AB will be equal to AA, as you can see, means AA minus, because this is contribution is in positive, so AA minus AB, because its contribution is in negative, shortening the length long, this is actually expanding the length or whatever, so this will become equal to 0, so AA is equal to AB. Now by this constant motion that A is equal to AB, we can assume that both the acceleration will be equal to A. So it is moving downward, it is moving here, so net acceleration will be in this much direction. This also is moving here. So actually to make our life easier, you can actually apply solar force and solve it, the FBD for it. So it is the FBD of small m mass. Alright, so basically it is the FBD of small m mass So you have to identify for the contact forces. The contact forces will be obviously the friction and the tension, and the non-contact forces will be mg, which is the, we can say the gravity, and acceleration due to gravity, the force acting due to that. And you also have normal reaction, and you also have pseudo force in some cases where you have non-inertial frames. So this was the thing. I think you understood it perfectly. Now let me see. It is the tension, it is mg, it is moving in this direction. So no, it is not moving in this direction. Pseudo force is in this direction, because we are writing this with respect to wedge. So this is the thing. Pseudo force will be in this direction, which is ma only, and the normal reaction will be in this direction. Also there will be friction, because it tendency of what, it is moving in this direction with acceleration a, so it will move upward. I mean, it will have acceleration, it will have force upward, which is friction. Friction here is equals to kn. Now see, writing the things correctly, so it will be ma. Also mg minus friction minus tension is equals to ma. So this will become mg minus friction. What is friction here? So friction is k into n, which is ma. So let me replace ma. Minus tension is equals to ma. So we have to actually find tension to find out a here. So let me actually draw the FBD for this wedge. So see, wedge is connected to a pulley. You have to consider pulley as a part of the mass, or as a part of the wedge. So basically, this is the thing. This wedge is also connected. This tension is there, and there's capital Mg here, and normal reaction due to this is N2, let's suppose, and this is also acting here N2, and the friction force, because the friction force is acting on the block small m upwards, so it will be downwards friction. Now see, we have done the contact forces and the non-contact forces. So now what is left? The equations, because there is no pseudo force. We are writing it in the ground frame. So let's write the pseudo force here. So guys, pseudo force is basically, let's write the equations here. So equation is basically, it is n1 only, because this surface I have considered n2. So n1 only. This comes out that it is also accelerating in this direction, so it comes out that we can write the equation as tension minus n1 is equals to capital Ma. So tension we can write as capital Ma plus n1. So n1, we have seen that n1 is equals to small ma. From the equation there, see, n1 is equals to small ma. See, and then now we can replace tension here and get the answer. So basically, if we replace the tension here by capital Ma plus small ma, then we can write that small mg minus k small ma minus capital Ma minus small ma is equals to small ma. This comes out that A is equals to, or I can first of all take all the terms relating to A on one side, then it will become 2Ma plus K small ma plus capital Ma is equals to mg. Then we can actually write that A is equals to mg divided by 2m plus m, or I can write 2k. No, we can just write km plus capital M. So dividing on both the sides, both the numerator and denominator by m small m, it will become g divided by 2 plus k plus capital M divided by small m. So this is the thing. Now if you see that on the block, like this was the wedge, it is pulley, it is the block, and then it is again connected to, see, my figure is wrong a bit, so you can just correct it. So there is a block which is connected to this wedge, or actually touching the wedge, and there is a pulley connected to this one also, like this. So here you can see that the acceleration applied on this block is in both direction AA, so net acceleration will be root A2, a root 2, sorry, and then it will become a root 2 will become g root 2 divided by 2 plus k plus capital M divided by small m. This is the answer I can check in the IRODOV book. Now we have done the IRODOV problem. Coming to the HCV problem, that is more complicated than that. Alright, so let's see the HCV problem. So you can see, guys, this is the problem. So first of all, let me crop it. As you can see, the problem suggests that both of the surfaces, which is between the ground and the block and the blocks, two blocks, both the surface has friction. So let's say this was friction 1, this friction 2. It has mu1 as coefficient of friction, and it has mu2 as coefficient of friction. So as you can see, according to the question, first of all, write. See, I'm gonna assume this is mu m2 and this is m1 for simplicity purpose, because then I'll confuse and you'll also get confused because of m1 and m2, because you'll form so much complicated questions, actually equations. So let's deal with that. So you have m2 here, and then you have basically this mass. This is the pulley which is connected to directly the mass, and it is connected to the string, and then it is connected to a pulley, and then it is connected to a pulley again, then basically it is connected to directly to this, like this. Now by constant motion you have to actually identify constraint motion. You have to identify the acceleration. So let me see. So first of all, this acceleration will be there. Let's say it is a, this is, let's say, b. Matlab this block is also moving with acceleration, like this, ab. So this will also move ab, so also move AB. Now see, by constant motion you can see that the contribution of this block is in this direction. No contribution here, no contribution here, no contribution here. Only in the horizontal direction contribution is this and this. It is also not contributing, and these are not contributing in any direction. So you can see that it is minus AB, and here it is plus A, right? Because it is also not contributing. Now so you can write this as AB is equals to 2 this, right? So AB is equals to A minus by 2. Actually it will become A by 2, like this. And you can imagine, or you can think that A is equals to A. Now simply we'll write the equation of motion on m1 mass. Alright, so it will become the tension in downward direction. You have m1g. I'm going to solve it with respect to the block mass capital M. So I'm going to solve it with respect to this mass M. So there will be the normal force that will be there. So normal force will be N1, let's say, and here you'll have M1 into, okay, no, don't write this as M1, guys, you get confused. I'm saying, so this is M2. So you have M1 into A by 2, because acceleration of the capital, like acceleration of the m2 mass is A by 2. So here is the thing. So you have contact forces, resistance, tension and friction. So let me write the friction. So it is moving in downward direction by A acceleration, and so the force is acting in horizontal direction also. So the friction will be in this direction, which is F1. So F1 obviously will be mu1 into N1, and N1 is equals to M1 into A1. So we can directly write the horizontal forces and vertical forces. The horizontal forces is M1 into A1, sorry, M1A divided by 2, and another one which is vertical forces, balancing vertical forces. So you'll have M1G minus mu1 N1, friction minus tension is equal to M1A, right? Correct. Now tension, you can get tension from here. So you can get tension, which is M1A, right? Alright, sorry. This is, if you are moving this here to get tension, so we'll have m1g minus mu1 m1, you can replace it, m1a divided by 2 m1g minus this minus m1 into a, right? So m1g minus mu1 m1a by 2 minus m1a, right? Very easily. Also write the value of 2t, so it will become 2m1g minus mu1 m1a minus 2m1a. So m1, right, and everything is done. Now you have this block m2 block has erasing this because it is taking so much of the space. So basically you have m2g here, n2 here. Okay, now see, pulley is connected here also, sorry, and pulley is also connected here. So pulley is connected here also and here also. Now see, this is m2 and n2, right? Now what you can do is this tension is acting and this tension is acting to the pulley. Pulley is considered as a part of the block m2 only. So this is the thing, there is tension here also. So as you can see, and normal force will be applied like this n1, and friction will be applied in downward direction as f1, and friction here also will be applied because acceleration, we are solving it in ground frame, acceleration is a by 2 here, so friction will be applied f2 here. Alright, so we have done the forces which are normal, non-contact forces are done, contact forces are done, right? Everything is done. Now I'm gonna write for the vertical forces, which is n2 is equals to m2g plus f1 plus t, m2g plus f1 m2g plus f1, see, you can see m2g plus f1 plus t, right? Because pulley will also be considered as a part of the system. Now you can see that further what you can see, writing for the horizontal ones, horizontal forces, so it will become 2t minus, because it is accelerating here in the right direction, so it will be 2t minus n1 minus f2 will be equal to, you can see, 2t minus n1 minus f2 will be equal to acceleration a2 into obviously m2 mass into a by 2 acceleration, not a2, it's a by 2. Now actually what can we write? For f2 we have to calculate for n2, right? So first of all let's write m2g plus f1. What is f1? mu1 into ma by 2, right? Because n1 is equals to ma by 2, you can see also m1 by 2, okay, m1a by 2. Now plus tension. Alright, actually we can do one thing, is writing the tension here only. So m2g plus mu1 m1a by 2, or let's avoid writing it because it will get messed up. So directly we are going to replace tension here, so let's write, so 2t is equals to 2m1 into g minus mu1 m1a minus 2 mu m1a, so 2m1g minus mu1 m1a minus or plus or whatever, we'll see, 2m1a, right? Minus and plus, yes. Now this is the thing, and then further we have no, not equal to, minus n1, which is m1a by 2, we have seen it, minus f2 will be what? F2 will be n2 into mu2, we'll see afterwards, is equal to m2a by 2. Alright, now see, n2, replacing n2, so it will be 2m1g minus mu1 m1a minus 2m1a minus m1a by 2, writing this as it is, minus n2, replacing n2, see, carefully see it, mu2 m2g plus, oh no, sorry, minus mu1 m1, sorry, mu2 m2, mu1 mu2 m1a and by 2, right, plus tension into mu2. See, mu2 is multiplied and minus sign is also there, so it will be minus and minus. It also be minus, right? Everything will be minus because minus of n2 is multiplied, as you can see here. Minus of n2 into mu2, so mu2 is only there, baki to same here. So you have mu2g, this one, mu2 and mu2 and this. Alright, now further solving, let me change the color of the pen. Now see, we are simply going to replace, see, it is equal to m2 by 2, right? And see, we are just simply going to replace tension minus, say, this multiplied by 1 by 2, okay, because we have to write t, not 2t, right? So it will be, and minus sign is also there, m1g plus, okay, mu2 is also there, guys. So minus mu2 m1a, sorry, g, minus mu1 mu2 m1a by 2, and because it is minus it will be plus, plus mu2 m1a, right, mu2 m1a, and obviously 2 se divide. So basically, guys, you have mu2, and since it was minus sign, so it got converted into plus, as you can see, plus and minus, and mu2, right? And further everything is same, m1g, mu1 m1a by 2, and then you have m1a into mu2, right? Nice. Now you have the expressions, so you can see these two are getting cancelled. Further, let me write 2m1g minus mu1 m1a minus 2m1a, okay, minus m1a by 2, and further you have minus mu2 m2g, okay, minus mu2 m1g plus mu2 m1a is equal to m2 a by 2. Okay, nice. Now collecting all the terms containing a on the one side, so it will become m2a by 2 plus, see, what are those terms? This one, and this one. So we'll have mu1 m1a plus 2m1a minus plus m1a by 2 minus mu2 m1a. Okay, simplifying it further, then this is LHS. Simplifying it further, so we'll have mu2a, see, we have 1 by 2 here, so mu2a plus 2 mu1 m1a plus, see, you have m1a here also and m1a here also, it will become kitna, 5 by 2, and 2 getting common, so 5 m1a. A also I should take common, okay, but I'll write there, see, and plus, okay, no, minus mu2 m1a, right? So LHS will become a multiplied by mu2a plus, so no, it will become a by 2 is equals to mu2a plus 2 mu1 m1. Again I am writing it, what the hell is this? So mu2 plus 2 mu1 m1 plus 5 m1 minus mu2 m1, this one. Now this will become equal to RHS. RHS, guys, is equals to, very easy. Now see, RHS is simple. RHS here will get as 2mg minus mu2 m2g माइनस म्यू टू m1 g, ठीक है, एंड माइनस m2a by, okay, m2a we have done, so don't need to add them, mu to m1. Okay, so basically here we have one more thing. So here we have to actually simplify it. This was m1. Alright, no worries, we'll simplify it, taking g common, and let me write side by side that a by 2 is equal to, and this whole expression will go in denominator, right? This whole expression will go in denominator, correct? Yes. Okay, so basically we have 2m1 g minus mu 2 m2. Okay, g will be cancelled, minus mu 2 m1 divided by, I think we have done some mistake or something. No, right? We'll see. m2 plus 2 mu 1 m1 plus 5 m1 minus mu 2 m1. I think there will be 2 here, so this is m2. LHS, I think, yes, it will be 2 will be multiplied, so 2 will be there, right? Alright, so basically finally we are getting the result. See why I'm trying to get this, because this is the acceleration of wedge, acceleration of mass m2, which is capital M only. So this is equal to g into 2m1 minus mu 2 m2 minus mu 2 m1 divided by, see, m2 plus 5. See, we can take m1 common and it will get 5, become 5 plus 2 common, mu 1 minus mu 2, right? Now let's match the answer from the book. So it is g into 2m1 minus mu 2 m2 minus mu 2 m1 into divided by m2 plus m1 into 5 plus 2 times mu 1 minus mu 2. Yes guys, so it is correct. Now we finally have done everything. Thank you so much for watching till the very end, and I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.